On Fridays, my bosses give me an opportunity to talk to you about something close to my heart. Tomorrow marks the 76th anniversary of the D-Day invasion, arguably one of the most important invasions in world history. It was a day that marked the beginning of the end for Hitler and changed the course of World War II. And among the more than 150,000 soldiers who waded ashore on June 6, 1944, were members of the 320th Barrage Balloon Battalion, whose job was to set up explosive low-altitude balloons to keep German planes from strafing the beach. The 320th was an all-black combat unit. Back in those days, the military, like many other things in our country, was segregated. But on that day, 2,000 African-American soldiers hit Omaha Beach side by side with their white counterparts. On that day, in those moments, a band of brothers that didn't see color. And the blood that flowed from those black soldiers was just as red, the wounds they suffered just as devastating, and the bullets from Nazi machine guns just as real. Among those soldiers was Waverly Woodson, a medic who was hit by shrapnel on his landing craft on the way in. Despite that, over the course of the next 30 hours, Woodson swallowed his own pain and saved and treated scores of his fellow soldiers, most of them white. Years later, he would be nominated for the Medal of Honor. He never got it. Another injustice for another black American. Since then, his widow has campaigned to right this wrong. She's still trying. If we as a country attempted to right all of the wrongs that people of color have endured, it would take decades. But that doesn't mean that we can't start, that we can't change. And maybe the time for that change is now, with meaningful change in our police departments, with change in our criminal justice system, with a good look in the mirror by every white American, myself included, to ask the question, who am I? We've seen 2 weeks of protests over the death of George Floyd. They're justified. I also understand the anger and frustration of Waverly's family. It's time once and for all to come together, to take those first tentative steps towards real change.